Coming up in the news, unemployment statistics revealed for the island. No runway lights creating a challenge for one local air carrier. And students ushering in the Yuletide season. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Roll-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news, staggering unemployment numbers revealed for Grand Bahama post-Hurricane Dorian. 3 months after the superstorm, many businesses remain closed, some have laid off staff, and then there are others who have simply gone out of business. Well, these factors are said to be at the root of the significant climb in joblessness. From a 10.9% rate back in May to a whopping 50% unemployment rate on the island of Grand Bahama post-Hurricane Dorian, the latest statistics rate revealed by the Department of Statistics, which detailed the situation on the island as of November 5th. According to the report, the unemployed in Freeport stands at around 47%. 48% in East End and West End, with an unprecedented unemployment rate of 60%. Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, releasing a statement noting that while this recent report is discouraging, it is not surprising, as the community of West Grand Bahama in recent years has suffered much due to multiple storms, the most recent being Hurricane Dorian. She knows that for years, the city of Freeport has served as a hub for employment for the residents of the West, and because of its current condition with numerous businesses experiencing setbacks, employment is facing a challenge. The area's Member of Parliament is assuring all constituents that efforts to bring the community much-needed economic growth remains a priority. The release goes on to say that current projects underway, such as the junior high school in Holmes Rock and the administrative complex in Pinedale 8 Mile Rock, will be completed soon, and these projects are expected to help put a dent in the current unemployment numbers. She adds that these efforts, along with an increase in entrepreneurial ventures, infrastructural upgrades, and both domestic and foreign investment, are needed to move the community forward. She adds that these efforts, along with an increase in entrepreneurial ventures, infrastructural upgrades, and both domestic and foreign investment, are needed to move the community forward, while noting that the community continues to call for the occurrence of all, while taking necessary steps to make it happen. Now, the door-to-door social services assessment was completed in Grand Bahama, but as part of the population has been displaced, not all settlements have been fully assessed. Well, while many in the business sector struggle to reopen, in the downtown area of Freeport, several businesses that have become a staple in the sector have decided to reopen. Tonight, Italia Hall tells us that these local businesses are expressing faith in the economy.
The downtown business center was clobbered by Hurricane Dorian. The devastation forced some businesses to close their doors, but there are others determined to press on. John West Shoe Store has been in business for some 50 years. Wesley Ford, the owner of the store, says he thought that he would have had to close the store following the hurricane.
It was important for us to open back up because we heard that some were running away. You know, that would be perhaps the first thought when you see things like what was going on. You heard that a lot of people were leaving the island and going to the States, and it's like, I turned to my wife and I said, man, what are we gonna do now? You know, and we both resolved in our hearts that we're not going anywhere. We opened about 2 Fridays ago, and the folks have been coming in and they've been really showing that spirit of support.
Now, from the John West Shoe Store, our ZNS News team visited the 17th store that's been a part of the Grand Bahama community for over 30 years. We spoke with the sales associate, Marva Black, who says that they were determined to open their doors as soon as possible.
The damages was horrible, but, you know, we fight to get back to open up yesterday just so we can serve the people, because everywhere you go, all on my phone, WhatsApp, when you opening, when you opening, when you opening. So my boss said, we gotta open up, we gotta open up. And we tried to did it yesterday, and yesterday it was sort of good. It could have been better, but you know, we're still fighting to finish up. But it's good. Everybody walked in, and as they come in, we got to tell this one, we got to tell that one. And mouth to mouth, most of the times, that's how the people is just flocking.
Ellen's hats, clothing, and accessories is also a popular store. Store assistant Ellen Williams says following the storm, she experienced slight challenges as well.
We are committed to the community, and we have customers who support us. And we thought that it was important for us to bounce back, and which I do believe that we did. And I believe that the Lord was the one who had sustained us.
Dee's Shoe Repair has also been a staple in the community since 1989. Owner Bishop Rudolph Arthur says his store receives some 3 feet of water, and it has been difficult.
I'm one of the only repair store in Grand Bahama, so there's no really much place that you can go to get this type of work done. So because of that, that caused me to even press on, because if this were to close, then it would be very difficult for folks to find this kind of help that they need.
Arthur also had this bit of advice for other business owners.
The economy needs all of us, and so we need to try to stick together, stick it out, and where we can assist one another, we do that, and I believe in future God is going to bring us back to where we not was past Dorian, before Dorian. I think we're going to come back stronger and better.
It's Halia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Great story, Tally. Meantime, 3 months after Hurricane Dorian, and Grand Bahamas International Airport is still not fully functioning. Tonight, the largest local air carrier shares how the lack of runway lights are affecting its operations, as an appeal is also being made for this to become a priority for travelers. Western Air has suffered significant damage during Hurricane Dorian. While all the aircrafts were flown into San Andres and were safe, the physical structure of the building has been decimated. Yet, 1 week after the storm, the local Bahamian air carrier had already resumed flights through a makeshift system. But despite their successful operation plan, there still remains one major challenge. Vice President of Operations and Legal Counsel Shiraxia Roll says, without the runway lights, residents traveling from Grand Bahama will not have the option of traveling later than sunset.
Essentially, we've been doing our best, but at the end of the day, we are still dealing with a few challenges here at the airport. We are being restricted to sunrise to sunset limitation, and so essentially we've had to re-advise our schedule to kind of fit within that very short time frame. As you know, our passengers are used to having, the late evening flights, particularly our frequent flyers who fly first thing in the morning to Nassau, and they want to come right back. And so we don't necessarily have the same luxury, and from what we understand, that the runway lights are functioning, but there are certain navigational equipment that is not working.
This has left the airline working on a tight schedule that leaves little or no room for flexibility, notwithstanding other impending factors like weather or air traffic delays. Roll says on a few occasions the flight was canceled due to the sunrise at sunset stipulation, and passengers were forced to travel the next day.
If we get everyone boarded on the aircraft, and even if it's already boarded and they're taxiing out on the runway, if it looks as if the aircraft will not land prior to official sunset, they will turn us back. And so that's one of the issues that we have had previously, and that's kind of one of the reasons why we are anxiously awaiting for the Grand Bahama International Airport to be fully functioning. And I think it would be a disappointment if we have to wait until an international carrier wants to return for us to get this airport back to where it needs to be, because the traveling Bahamian public is very important as well.
The Grand Bahama International Airport is owned by Hutchison Whampoa and the Port Group Limited, the Grand Bahama Port Authority affiliate via the Freeport Harbor Company. The Minister of Tourism and Aviation, Dionysia Diagula, confirmed last month that the government is mulling the acquisition of the Grand Bahama International Airport, noting Hutchison Whampoa's failure to demonstrate an effort to urgently restore the asset to its pre-Dorian state. However, he also noted that the government will not rush to make a decision on this matter without doing due diligence. In past interviews, Sarah St. George, the Grand Bahama Port Authority co-chair, has sought to reassure Freeport residents and businesses that both the GBPA and Hutchison were fully committed to restoring the airport so it can receive international flights from mid-November onwards. But that has yet to happen. When asked if the local carriers are being given the same consideration as an international carrier, this is the VP of Operations response.
I don't think so. I do believe that if there were international carriers that were coming into GBIA, that we would probably have a fully functioning airport at this time. And that's very unfortunate because we are working very hard to provide consistent on-time service every day to everyone. But particularly we are a part of people's day-to-day. So you're going to Nassau, whether it's for court, whether it's for the hospital, whether it's doing shopping. And so you want to have that flexibility to go in the morning, come back in the evening, and not necessarily rush to come back by 3 p.m.
And she says mum's the word on the way forward.
To be honest, on our part, it's been pretty much silent. As an operator, we have not received any official documentation from them as to the status of the airport or the future in regards to when we can prepare to have night flights. And as you know, the aircrafts are equipped with the avionics and navigational instruments to conduct day and night flights as they did prior to the storm. So it's not anything to do with our aircrafts or our crew not being able to do so. It's a matter of the airport itself.
Switching gears now, President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll, giving media personnel a brief update on the condition of the airport post-Hurricane Dorian. He says there appears to be some light at the end of the tunnel.
Namely, the airport facility, which should have its occupant certificate by tomorrow. And we foresee by early next week that many airlines and the government departments would occupy the facility and be ready for the start of business. Equally important, providing safe, fresh, portable drinking water to residents island-wide continues to be our priority. GBU teams continue to work tirelessly to revitalize offline wells and to connect new wells to our water network to speed up the restoration time. In fact, by the end of this month, we would have a number of subdivisions such as Bahama Terrace, Bahamia, the industrial area, all will have potable water by the end of December.
Now, he went on to say that as of last week, the Port Authority had completed the second round of cleanup for GBPA subdivisions and adds that this work is currently ongoing.
We expect to resume our normal bulk trash pickup by mid-month to further reduce road and curbside debris. As our building and development assessment teams carry out inspections for occupancy and restoration of power for both homes and businesses, mold remediation remains a priority. Training for same to residents and businesses continue throughout the city. We are presently engaging licensees in sector-based meetings to gather any information pertaining to issues that they may be having after the storm.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news on the other side of the break.